Hi guys, this is my Syngonium Regina or Pink Allusion. And this is what she looks like. I actually stumbled upon this. Someone approached me about it. I was looking for Syngoniums and I really didn't know the names. I did keep an eye out on this particular plant, but she does come in different names. Regina is one of them. Pink Allusion is one of them. I don't remember the other names. This is very normal for plants, typically, but knowing more about Syngoniums, there are a lot of different variety nicknames for them. And a lot of people were explaining that the nicknames do come from like different sellers. They want to kind of have like a little edge from other sellers, like nurseries. So that's why, but they're really, some of them really does come in like 5 to 10 different names, but you just gotta research a little bit more. I mean, I try to do my research and it's not really that easy. So, yeah, if you guys have no other names for this particular plant, do let me know down below. I love learning all of that stuff. So she does have some kind of medium, kind of little hot pink kind of color veins. And it's a little green over here. And this is just beautiful. It's weird because she looks very, very similar to the neon. The difference is that the green parts are a different color to it. And the shade of pink is also slightly different, but they're very close. And this is what the green looks like. So it does have a pink vein in there and a little like just patchy kind of green. It's not really solid. And look at that little baby. Isn't that cute? So I really, really love this plant. I mean, I love most of my plants except the divas, which, you know, I'm sure everybody has their own little diva. And this is what she looks like. She sits in a 6-inch pot. I just got her today. I didn't water her because when I took her out of the box, she was, the medium she came in with was very moist. It wasn't really damp or dripping, but it was still moist. So I'm going to give her like 3 days and then I'm going to water her in 3 days. I'm planning on watering her, actually, I'm mistaken. I'm thinking of a different plant. So I'm sorry about that. I didn't get this today. I got this yesterday, I believe. And I don't remember if I watered her yesterday or not, but I did transplant her today because I ran out of pots yesterday. I had to go get them and I just wasn't feeling very well, so I used like an old grower pot, but this is like my favorite pot. And this is a 6-inch pot, and everything that I used to water her, if I did water her yesterday or what I will be using to water her will be in the description section. I did trim off a few leaves because they were yellow. And I think that was just due to being in transit and the due diligence of the handling of it by making sure they don't really dry in transit, making sure there's enough moisture in there. So there were, I think, 2 or 3 that I had to trim off. They were yellow, which is okay because majority of the plant really is very beautiful and packaged as well as can be. And so here she is. She is just so beautiful. I love like different touches of light gives her like a different like shade. Like for right now, because it's really bright in the background, it looks like it's kind of yellow but like shiny. And then we'll move her a little over here. And hold on. I'll cover it with my hand. Look, she's not yellow anymore. She's pink. Like this one right here. It's very, very yellow. She could just still be yellow. Or she's like light green. And it's just, she's a baby. I think she's okay, but I will give it like a few days. And if she just becomes even more yellow and not really more green or pink, then I probably have to snip her off. And she's like, she's gone. Just a little tidbit. if you're new to plants and gardening, once a leaf turns yellow, it's not going to go green again. Unless it's like a weird variety, you know, like a very, very unique variety, then that's a different story. But typically that's the rule. So here's an unfurling one, another unfurling one right here, and this is a little baby. So just a little background, I still remember, I don't know why, but I follow a ton of like plant Instagrams. It helps me, especially I do have PCS that can trigger my anxiety and depression. And certain days can be really harder than others. And going on my Instagram and looking at plant pictures really does help me. I still remember there was like, either on my Facebook or my Instagram, she was like, I really love my Syngoniums. And I remember I'm like, oh my gosh, she must have like a crazy fairy dust, like talent fingers, because from my standpoint, my impression of a Syngonium before was very, very similar to a Calathea, which is very high maintenance. You have to have very high humidity. If you do not have high humidity or the humidity that it needs, it's going to curl. It's going to start to dry. I didn't want to deal with a plant like that. And I always just like thought they were very beautiful, but in a distance, like, don't get involved. Don't like it. Don't fall for it. Don't like it. I don't know what it was, but at some point, I looked into it, and it really, all my assumptions and prejudice for it really were wrong. So I started looking into it, and I have fallen in love and into the rabbit hole of Syngonium. I can't wait for this particular one to keep growing, and this another one right here, this new growth, to keep growing and all of that. And I really, really love the pink ones. From what I've learned is that I think this is typical for a lot of variegated plants, variegated leaves, is that the less green you have, the slower the growth. And that was confirmed, I believe, yesterday when a lot of people were stating in one of my groups in Facebook. They said, my pink Syngonium doesn't really grow as quickly as my green one. And other people were saying the same thing with the pink and white. And that's with every single, I think, like, variegated plants. That's just from what I've noticed, because I do have a ton of variegated plants in different species and different types of plants. And it's very, very similar. The white one or cream variegated ones are going to be the same in the fact that they can burn easier than the non-white variegated ones. And they don't really grow as quickly, because plants really can only absorb light only through the green color. That's why usually I believe, like, before, a lot of times when there's a variegated leaf, a lot of times people, like growers and farmers, they usually just kill that because it actually strains the plant for energy. But you know, you have to like appreciate the beauty of it and the uniqueness of the mutation. For anybody to really love variegated plants. I used to hate variegated plants. I used to think they were a waste of my time. They were ugly, and I cannot believe anybody likes them. And now I've really educated myself and opened my eyes and appreciated that they are very, very beautiful. I used to only have like green leaves. And if I wanted a pop of color, it would be a flowering plant. And that was it. But now I love all different kinds, all green or variegated. And I really, really love like pink, lavender, and purple leaves. I really, really love that. So anyway, enough about that. I hope you enjoyed my video. That, as you know, as you're looking at the description section where everything is there, what I use to water this particular plant, all my social media accounts are down there as well. If there's anything you want to talk about this particular plant, any tips, advice, or anything else that I didn't mention, please leave that in the comment section. This sits in an east window, about a foot away from an east window, and she is watered every week. A 6-inch pot, just regular potting soil. I will put down my potting soil, my favorite brand in there. I don't use Miracle-Gro. I discourage everybody that does. I don't like it. Anyway, that's a different story. I do have my reviews on my Miracle-Gro experiences. So if you want to check that out, go ahead and do that. I hope you enjoyed my vlog. You're going to hit the like, subscribe if you haven't yet, and of course the bell so you're notified every single time I do upload a new video. And I'm just going to do a turn for her so I could have that in my plant vlog. And whenever I want to look at this plant again, I could just be like, oh my gosh, she has grown none much. Or she has grown an X amount. Or she has grown yada yada. You know what I mean? All right. Thank you guys so much. And I'll see you guys again next time. Bye.